Three, a two, a three, two, one, go.
Hey Jason, how have you been? It's been 2 weeks, or almost 3 weeks since we last recorded, right?
Yeah, Oscar, why are you leaving me? Why are you leaving me?
Well, the internet made me leave you. No Wi-Fi, living like a fucking savage down here.
You lie. I see you updating your pictures on Raha. No
Well,
internet,
that's,
huh?
that's that's my data plan. That's not Wi-Fi.
You liar.
Yeah.
Liar, Oscar. You're leaving me. My God. I've
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing okay actually. I've been working out more. I felt better in the past like a week and a half
Mhm.
than like how I did in Christmas. Then again, in Christmas, I was like, that was a low point morale wise, right? Because of like, just wanted to go and get a holiday, right? This is just before we got the holiday. That was the low point morale wise. Like my morale was low everywhere. I'm just like, I just want to go and do something, have an adventure is what I felt like having.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Anyway, for me, I've been pretty good. This new year has been started out really well. So I send you the picture of my kettlebell.
In your new room.
Yes, and my medicine ball. So like a 5 kilo basketball, right? So I've been working out with these things.
Oh, I actually thought that was a basketball. I literally thought that was a basketball.
It's called a medicine ball. It looks like a basketball, but it's 5 kilos. It's 5 kilos, right? Like for throwing around, doing core workouts and stuff, It's really good, really good. So I've been working out with these two things. I've been working out really hard. I haven't been running as much as I did last year. Maybe I'll get back into it. Just that I've run twice this year, and running in the city is different. When I was living in Saga, running in country, just me alone in the rice fields. And I was running nights. But here in Osaka, there are just so many people I have to navigate around. I ran around Osaka Castle, which that's pretty nice. But there are just so many other runners, and I'm not used to that. I don't know if I feel self-conscious when I run. I feel like
okay, that's the truth. I was gonna ask because as a non-runner, I don't understand the difference. I was gonna ask you to elaborate, but okay, you said it. All right, makes sense.
So I feel like I don't like running and feeling people look at me, And of course, I know it's just in my head, but I really feel that,
For sure, especially like for example, if you start going to the gym and you're like a new person or you don't regularly work out, you look at other people and you just get self-conscious, right? You just feel like fuck.
No, it's not because I think I'm not a good runner or nothing. Man, I'm a great runner. I'm fucking fast. I'm amazing. I'm fucking amazing.
Okay, Oscar.
But here's the thing.
There's that picture, just hold on, sorry. There's that picture of like Obama giving himself a medal. That's literally you right now. That's you. Okay, Oscar. Give yourself the medal, sure.
Yeah, anyway, so like it's just me being self-conscious. That's it, I just don't enjoy having eyes on me when I'm trying to focus on something, And maybe they're not even eyes on me. Maybe it's just someone giving me a look as I'm running by, That's just their eyes gazing at me for a second,
You
and
are.
I feel like, I don't want that unwanted attention right now.
You are a black man running in a Japanese city. I'd be surprised if you didn't get any eyes.
It's not even about me being black. I'm not even thinking about my race at the moment. Even if I was in Kenya and I was running, I would want someone to look at me.
Okay. But everyone is looking at you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. But I'll get used to it. Maybe it's just something I need to work on my mind.
So, this extra visual stimuli is affecting your running. You're just not, like you said, you're just not used to it.
Yes, I'm just not used to it. Maybe I'm sure over time. Even like, to be honest, even in Kanzaki, when I first started running in Saga, like I would run for like 2 kilometers, and even I didn't enjoy like seeing the odd person walking and looking at me and saying konnichiwa. I didn't enjoy that. But over a period of time, I just got used to it. I didn't care anymore.
Oh man, so when you're jogging, you just want to do your own shit, huh? You're in your own lane.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
That's I should start running too now.
Yeah, why not? It's good. It's meditative. Let me say that it's meditative.
Yeah. I remember like Because one of the first things I used to do, like when I started working out during USIU, I used to run quite a bit. Even for Taekwondo, I used to run quite a bit. And I always remember you'd get tired, and then it's like when you push past that tiredness, there's a point where it's just like your body just listens to whatever you're trying to do, you know? Like everything becomes clear. And
yeah, I remember there was one time in November last year, I was running, right? My plan was to run for 10K. And by the time I got to the 2K mark, I started feeling pain in my left leg. And then I decided, let me just make it a 5K and just stop running. I don't want to injure myself, right?
Yeah.
But when I go to the 5K mark, I realized, I've already done an extra 3 kilometers of this pain. Let me just do 10. And I ran for the 10 with the pain. Like, I just ignored. At some point, I didn't even notice the pain as much anymore.
Yeah. That's the point. Like, at some point, I don't know, like, for you it was 10 kilometers, but, like, whatever distance it's at, right? Whatever the limit is for you, like, it reaches a point where, like, your body's, like, in pain, but then when you actually reach a certain point, you're able to push past that, and then you just, like, your body just loses. I don't know if it becomes numb. I don't know what's the word. But you just lose track of the pain, and you start focusing on something else, you know? Like whether it's your breath or something.
That's the meditative aspect, right? Of saying, oh, I can't do this. And then you realize, I'm just telling myself I can't do it. Yeah. But I'm actually doing it, you know?
Yeah. Actually, it's similar to working out too, right? Yeah. There's so many times where it's just like, I'm looking at my workout plan, I'm like, I'm only halfway through. Fuck, I can't do it, you know? And then 5 minutes later, it's like, oh, I'm actually almost done. 80%, like I'm literally 80% done, just 20% left. And I feel like I can do this for another 10, 15 minutes, you know? So like what you said, it's like, it's very much like you're telling yourself. Man, you need to feed yourself more hope. That's very much a product of your thinking, you know? And I think Jocko Willink says this a lot. So, was it David Goggins? I can't remember who said this.
Everyone, all of them. They say the same thing, man.
So that's why you just need to feed yourself more hope and more and more. And become your aspirations, literally, in your thinking and everything. And you'll start to manifest things physically. And that's why it's like I've really just avoid anything that makes me negative in any way, you know?
Yeah, but you can't really avoid things that make you negative because there's always going to be a reason to feel negative. And I feel like it's not about avoiding negativity, it's accept that negative occurrences and or experiences are a part of life.
Yeah.
And when they do appear, you take them as they are, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I think I told you I started going for AA meetings. And at the beginning of every AA meeting, there's this, you know, the serenity prayer.
What's that? Oh no, that's the thing that you say in the beginning, the speech, right?
So the serenity prayer is something from the Bible, from Psalms, I believe, or Songs of Solomon. I'm not sure. It goes like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
I didn't know it was from the Bible. I've heard it, but
it is from the Bible. Yeah, the Psalms. Yeah. So nowadays, whenever I find myself in a situation that I will feel I don't enjoy this or I don't want to be here, I chant that prayer in my head, you know. And I ask myself, like, what can I change here? What can I not change? And if I can't change it, okay, fuck it. Let's go. Let's deal with it. If I can't change it, okay, what can I change? And it's really been helping me. Like, just even having being in school, working, and there are some classes I wouldn't enjoy. I will ask myself, okay, what can I change about this class? Should I incorporate more games? Okay, I know there's one bad kid, or rather one hyperactive kid. I can't change his behavior today. There's no way I can do that.
Right.
So I have to accept him as he is. That's the way he is. At least that's the way I see him, you know? So it's all about accepting what you can't change and changing what you can. Yeah.
These AA meetings they're instilling some philosophy in you, I can see.
Man, it's very powerful, man. Those meetings are very powerful. I would say, like,
Have you cried in none of those meetings?
I've come close to crying once. I haven't cried. I've come close.
Listening to somebody else's story, or what?
Even just saying my own, you know. And the thing is, you know, I told you how like we are sitting in a circle, right? And after we say the serenity prayer, and then we read the 12 steps and the traditions of AA. So after that, we're just quiet, right? It's like we're looking at the center of the circle. It's like there's a fire we're all looking into. And no one is told to speak. Someone has to step up and say, okay, my name is Oscar, I'm an alcoholic. And I start talking, right? And the thing about AA is that you speak as much as you want to speak. And no one cuts you off until you say thank you. Like, I'm done, thank you, you know? So not only is it a place for me to express the deepest part of myself that I feel ashamed to talk to everyone, to another person about, but in the meetings, you learn how to listen to another person, right? Because whatever problems I may have had with alcohol, or I do have with alcohol, I can look at myself and say, wow, I'm really, really fucked up. But then you hear someone else's story like, fuck, this guy is just like me. Oh, and that guy is just like me too. I'm not the only one here. Obviously, I'm not the one with the problem. And we're in this group, this place where everyone is trying to help everyone else get better. Because if I help you get better, I'm also getting better myself.
Right.
Yeah. Man, it's really powerful. It's really, really powerful, man.
I can imagine like that's the process of like just talking about yourself, or you're telling your story for during like a long time frame, and after some point you just unfilter. It becomes your unfiltered thoughts, right?
Yes.
After talking for like 5, 8, 10 minutes, at some point you just start removing filters. You start removing your defenses, because it's just like
very true. Yeah. You know, it's like one of those things whereby if I feel so, before when I was drinking, right, I would always wake up with a hangover and tell myself, oh, I'll never do this again, you know? And that would be like the extent of how far I would go with, you know?
The classic, I'll never do this again.
Yeah, that would be the extent of it, you know?
This is the last time.
A few days later, I'm drinking again, right? So like with the meetings, as I'm speaking out in detail, everything I did while I was drinking and what led to me drinking, I realized, I actually never paid attention to these things I'm saying right now, right? And on the 12 steps, so now I'm taking the step 1, which is like to realize how powerless you are over alcohol, right? You write down a list of all these things. And as I'm writing down the list, I'm writing the list and like, oh, why was I drinking? Yeah? What made me feel like drinking? And as I'm writing, I'm observing everything so carefully and realizing, this list of like over 20 reasons is just things I'm repeating over and over again. There's a pattern here, and I wasn't able to see the pattern because I never stopped for a second to think about what I was doing. But now, because I have this list, I can, if I do feel like drinking, I can actually ask myself, okay, what cycle am I starting here? Do I want to drink because I feel angry about something, because I feel stressed out about work, because I had a fight with Himiko, or do I want to drink just because, oh, there's a combini, let me buy a strong, you know? And like this week, I've realized most of my drinking was just the habit of leaving work and going to a convenience store and buying a strong, you know? Just that habit, that routine.
Right.
Yeah.
To a point where you don't even think about it. That's when it's like really, that's deep. That's like a deep habit. And
it is, it's like, hey, convenient, let me buy a drink. Right?
Yeah.
And so right now I've been buying like the non-alcoholic beer. That's what I've been drinking now. And also the cider, the lemon cider. And the lemon cider, it's a soft drink, but it tastes exactly like a strong zero. Exactly the same.
Oh, okay. That must help a lot.
It's like drinking that is like, at least my taste buds, it's like I'm drinking a strong zero. For my taste buds, it's like I'm drinking a strong zero.
That must help a lot.
Oh, so much. So much.
Nice substitute.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's step number 2?
Step number 2 is accepting. Let me read it out for you. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Step number 2 came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity.
Oh, this matches well with Jordan Peterson's talk about the divine.
Yes. I mean, because Alcoholics Anonymous was founded by an American, or I assume he was a Christian, yeah? So when he was talking about the higher power, he was talking about the Christian God, of course, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so but however, in the meeting they do emphasize that we're not talking about a Christian God or Allah or the Buddha. It's whatever your interpretation of a higher power is, what that means to you. You know, if you can give yourself to this thing and realize that you're not like the idea, the belief that you have control of everything in your life, that's not true. You don't control everything in your life, right? You have control over some things, but you don't control everything. I don't control how the kids will behave when they come to class today, right? I don't control what attitude Yumiko will come home with from work if she had a good day or a bad day, you know? I can't control whether or not I will be sick today. So like realizing I have no control, that it frees me from the panic, the negativity that might arise if I did believe I did have control, and now nothing is working out. What's wrong? Nothing is working out. I thought I did everything right, but nothing is working out. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go and have a drink.
So by being aware of those like thoughts and like having that mindset, it sort of helps you process like those events that you can't control or that are beyond your control. Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, we're talking about AA too much. I feel like I'm starting to become a preacher for AA. I'm not a...
No, I'm interested. I actually want to listen. So wait, how many steps are there?
There are 12 steps.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And it takes time. It's not like I'm going to finish them in a week or, you know, like you take your time. Take as long as you can take.
Oh, I thought you were speed running the steps.
No. You don't. No, you take, man. You can go forever with them until you die. Just take your time. The point, so I have a sponsor, right? And a sponsor is someone who's supposed to help you go through the steps, right?
Yeah.
Someone who has been there for a long time,
yeah? I know the sponsor. I know about the sponsor, yeah.
So my sponsor he hasn't had a drink in 16 years. 16 years, man. No
Jesus
alcohol at all.
Christ, that's
yeah,
some real ironclad mentality, ironclad will. 16
that's
years.
The thing, right? Like when I first went to the meeting and someone was saying, "Oh, I'm alcoholic. I've been sober for 9 years." In my head, I'm like, "Dude, you're not an alcoholic. You haven't touched alcohol in 9 years. You're fine." And even in my head, like I was thinking, I'm gonna do this thing, and then over 3 months, I'm good. You know, 3 months sober, I'm good. Now I can just drink normal like everyone else. But I guess maybe for some people, that's not how it works.
I'm like, can you ever really go back?
I guess you can't. Maybe you actually can't. Because so like, here's the thing. It's like, of course, for someone like you, right? You can have a cup, you can get drunk today and you'll be fine. You'll drink for maybe even a month, right? You won't think about it, right?
Yep.
But for me, once I started drinking, I've realized I won't stop drinking until like I'm really drunk. And secondly, I just drink because of the habit, the routine of going to get that drink from the combini, right? So it's two things. Number one, once I start drinking, I'm not the kind of guy who can just drink whiskey because I like the taste. So let me just have like one glass of whiskey, I'm good. No, I'm not that. I hate the taste of all alcohol. I've never enjoyed the taste of any alcohol, except maybe umeshu. Umeshu is really sweet, so I like the taste of umeshu. But everything else, I don't like the taste. The reason why I was drinking whiskey is because whiskey will get me fucked up, you know? So like Yumiko will have like a glass of whiskey once a month. Oh, I really like this whiskey. Let me have a glass. Once a month, she's good. 1 glass of whiskey a month, she's good. In my head, I'm like, how the fuck is she doing that? She's gonna just have 1 glass of whiskey whiskey burns your throat. She likes the taste of whiskey. What the fuck is wrong with her? In my head, but for me, I want, when I have whiskey, you know, I put my soda, I make a nice highball, and I drink as many as I can because I want to get drunk.
Right.
Yeah, so I was actually having this conversation with my mom maybe sometime last year, and my mom was saying, you know, sometimes it's good to have one glass of wine, and I was actually telling my mom, why would I have one glass of wine? The point of drinking is to get drunk, right? Why would I only have one glass of wine?
So for me, for example, I can have like 2 beers and then watch a movie or play a game, because I feel like it's so there's 2 parts to it. I feel I usually do it after work, like maybe like just the beginning of the weekend. So it like I feel like it opens up my body. It distresses me. So I understand that whole like having one wine. It makes you relax a bit, right? And then the second part of it is that I tend to be much more positive and see things in a much more funny light when I'm a little bit tipsy or when I'm drinking. So like movies and games become that much more enjoyable to me, you know? Because I'll just watch like a stupid horror movie or like a comedy film and I'll laugh my ass off, you know? Same thing with playing a game. I'll just find it that much more enjoyable. You know, just a little bit of alcohol, not that much, just a little bit, like 1-2 beers and I'm good. And all of this must be so alien to you. You're like,
yeah, I've never been able to do that since I started drinking, you know. And as I was talking at my first meeting, I realized I was recalling the first time I got drunk, and I realized the reason I got drunk that day was because I was getting positive attention after I got drunk. When I started getting tipsy, at least, so I decided drinking more because someone told me, "Oh, you're a fun drunk," you know. So I got into that loop because I realized, oh, people like me when I'm drunk. And I've always, like, since I was a kid, as you know, I was a fat kid, so I always felt socially awkward, you know. So even though I lost that weight, the mentality was still there, you know. Like, oh fuck, people are looking at me because I'm fat. People are treating me this way because they know I used to be fat, you know. So the thing is still in my head. But when I got drunk, and all of a sudden I'm fun and everyone likes me, oh wow, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Your personality formed around that insecurity. Yeah. Like all insecurities, right? Like all of our insecurities. Your personality just forms around it.
Man, and here's the thing, it's not only drinking, right? To this day, no matter how much I work out, how much I run, when I go and take a shower and finish the shower and look at the mirror, I still see a fat motherfucker, you know? Like that, I feel like it's so hard for me to get rid of that thing in my head. No matter how hard I work out, how many hours I run, I look at the mirror and I still see a fat guy, you know?
Do you remember the documentary with Reggie Waits? Or that guy, that one British young guy who was literally almost killing himself, basically.
Because of working out too much,
Yeah, and the guy had like a sick body, right? He's like, this guy, he's
and everything.
In terms of like health or like peak male physique, he's up there, you know? And it's not enough, right?
It's not enough. Yeah. Never enough. It's never enough.
Yeah, I see a bit of you in him, Oscar, or a bit of him in you.
Yeah, I'm definitely there. Like, I remember there was one time when I was maybe just after
and you remember the funny scene? Sorry to cut you off. Remember the funny scene of like his part-time job was him being a male stripper, right?
Yes.
All the girls are complimenting him. Do you remember that? All the girls want a piece of him, and he's just like, I don't care what they say. I want compliments from the bodybuilders.
Yeah.
It's just like
so. Like I remember one time when I think I was in high school or something. Yeah, I was definitely in high school. One of my cousins or someone said to me in front of my mom, Oscar, don't eat chips, French fries, you get fat. And my mom told my cousin, don't tell Oscar that because...
Hello? Sorry, you broke up there for a second.
So I'm saying, like, my cousin was telling me in front of my mom, right? Oscar, don't eat chips or French fries because you'll get fat. And my mom, before I could respond, my mom told my cousin, Oscar, my mom told my cousin, don't tell Oscar that, because if you tell Oscar such a thing, he'll never eat French fries again. And my mom could see this behavior in me before I could see it in myself, Yeah. And to this day, it's like someone tells me, oh, Oscar, you're gaining some weight. Oh, fuck. I'm going to run 10K every day from now on.
Oh, God. Oh, God. So where do you draw the line? Where do you stop?
Like, okay, so there is no way for me to stop until I work on my mind. Like, the problem is my mind. It's not my body. The problem is my mind. It's not how people treat me. It's not how people talk to me. It's my mind. It's my mind. Right? So that's the only way to work with this, to work around this, is to work on my mind. Whether it's meditation, whether it's just realizing all this and just thoughts in my head. There's actually I'm not fat. I'm healthy. Okay, I'm healthy enough. I mean, I smoke still. I work out. I have a decent body. It's body dysmorphia. It's body dysmorphia. I feel like nothing is enough. Nothing is enough.
And for me, the scariest part is when you might, like, the possibility that you might have to carry these insecurities, these demons, to your dying days.
Yes.
That's one of the scariest things to me.
Yeah, you're never at ease.
There'll never be peace.
Yeah, always chasing that dragon, always looking for the gold, man. Always looking for the gold.
Well, I think all we can do is just fight the good fight. Fight the good fight.
I don't know what that means. Fight the good fight.
Fight the good fight, because it's... No, that wouldn't be a good story. I'm trying to think of an analogy for this. Because, well, okay, simply put, what is the alternative, really?
Okay.
What is the alternative? Because it's like, you can let your demons sink you, let your demons descent you, taking the descent to hell, and when you descent into hell, because of like the way we are as social beings, you're not taking just yourself, right? You're taking your friends, your family down too. Like your descent into hell will have ripple effects, right?
Okay.
Usually always does. No one's truly alone, right? And so is that something you want to see? Is that something you want to do? Or you could just try and like do your best, and there's a chance that you might find peace, right? There's still a chance. We don't know these things because me and you are like young, right? So, and there's people like David Goggins who have been able to completely transform themselves mentally, physically, spiritually. So let's try and find out. Oscar.
Yeah.
What could we become if we really like stopped wasting time and like took on the full burden of our beings, of our suffering? What could we become? I don't know.
So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Everything is always in flux, and everything is always perfectly in place at the same time. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Like the idea of like, what can we become? It's like you never really become anything. You're always in the process of becoming something, right?
Yes.
It's not like you reach 40 and you say, okay, I'm here. I've made it. Everything is perfect. I have a six-pack. I have millions in the bank. I have a nice car, beautiful wife, family. It's like, no. That's not the end. Things are always moving and changing and evolving, or in some cases deteriorating, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe for me, I will assume, I would like to believe that peace, mental peace, is being okay with that state of flux. Realize that there's no real end. There's never an end. The end is death, at least for this body, That's the end.
Until you get to that,
I agree. Until this body gets to that point, it's trying to make your mind come to terms with the fact that everything is going to keep changing until this body reaches the point of death.
For better or for worse?
Yes, for better or for worse.
See, that's the hard part. That's the trick right there. That's the real hard part.
Yeah.
Because, again, we can all accept when things are working out for the better, right?
Yes.
But when things work out for the worse, what do you do?
You roll with it, I guess. But of course, I'm just saying that now. It's like, hey, what will I do if tomorrow, what's like the worst thing that can possibly happen to me right now is for my daughter to die, That's possibly the worst possible thing that can happen to me, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like, if that happens, I'll be like, oh, I'll just roll with the punches. No, I'll be wrecked. I'll be fucking wrecked, right?
Yeah.
But those things do happen in life, right? Mm-hmm. People's kids do get sick and die before they die, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, and how do you learn to take that and grow from that instead of just living with that pain and anguish and like just being angry at the universe and at God,
That's the real mystery. Why there aren't many more people who are angry at God, who are angry at the universe and the higher power.
Or maybe people are angry at God and the higher power, whatever, but they do it silently. Maybe being angry at the universe is just saying, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat my McDonald's every day. Maybe it's just some silent, passive anger, Fuck it, I don't care about. Yeah, it's maybe it's not always explosive. Maybe it's just like, hey, just having a bad attitude. That's how you respond to the negativity, to your pain, to the pain you're dealing with.
The toxicity is within. It's like
it's
slowly
within,
becoming, yeah. And every once in a while, you'll spit venom at people around you.
Yes.
Some real fucking venom, Shit.
Yeah.
This leads into. I also wanted to ask. You've been watching the whole attack on DC?
Nope, I know nothing about it.
You know nothing about it?
Bro, I told you, don't ask me about American politics. I don't give a fuck about that. None of my business.
You've been completely disconnected?
I've just seen some pictures. That's all I know. I've seen pictures.
I just find it very interesting because how they were all just like, all the rioters were just sort of let in, And it just goes to show, and then it started off obviously the same divisive sort of like push and pull between the left and the right and stuff like that, but for the most part everyone is condemning this. America spends like, I don't know, the most money, has the highest defense budget in the world. They have all of these things about guns and stuff like that, and then the police forces, a lot of the police forces are equipped with military weapons, and their capital gets stormed by a bunch of people with flags and flip-flops and stuff like that. It was just so like, it really is like you're watching a TV show, actually. It really does feel like you're watching a TV show.
Those things do happen, it's like, I'm not saying America is falling, but all empires do fall eventually,
Yep.
And maybe it's the beginning of the end for America. I'm not saying it is, but it could be, if that is happening.
So, in America, it does seem like if you're going to hate on a higher power, they tend to hate the higher power that they view in their own like system. Tends to be the government. And a lot of their hate gets directed at the government, right? I don't know, but I feel like that's the pattern I've seen with the average American citizen. They seem to feel, they seem to be like this whole much more like dependence and expectations from their own government. And when that doesn't happen, they get really, really angry, Compared to like, maybe it's because in Kenya we know what our government does. We know how useless it is. We are more surprised when they do something right, when they do wrong things, because they're just always, their default mode is that they're always doing wrong things, right? That's their default mode. In America, it's like they have the complete opposite mindset. They hold their government and sometimes themselves at such a high regard, yet the reality is very different. The American government is literally like, it's like a cartel, man. Sometimes they behave like cartels sometimes, and like,
I wouldn't say it's just the American. I mean, it's the Kenyan government could actually be called. It's actually a cartel, right?
Yeah, no, the Kenyan government even more so.
It's all family members, all like brothers and cousins.
It's funny that the Americans should be happy. In a weird way, they should be happy because compared to other governments in the world, China, our government, it's run by complete thugs, man. Complete thugs who could, like, if you do the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, they could kick down your door and make you disappear.
Yeah, exactly.
America's lucky to be like, they can like say things. They can actually they actually do for the most part have freedom of speech in their country. That alone is already like a huge thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, if we look at Kenya, so here's the thing about America, right? You said something very interesting whereby Americans hold themselves and the government at such high regard. So when they fail, they get angry, right? They have a reason to get angry, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to Kenya, whereby as Kenyans, we don't hold our government at high regard. So when they fuck up as they do, we're like, that's the way it goes,
Yeah.
That's the way things go. But also, to be fair, as we've all learned in like just primary school, social studies, the government is the people, right?
Yep.
So in Kenya, we don't hold ourselves at high regard. So when things go wrong, we just say, this is Kenya, This is Kenya.
No, you're right, actually.
Yeah,
you're right.
We are so quick to blame the government, like, oh, fuck Uhuru Kenyatta, fuck William Ruto, fuck PNU, fuck ODM, all these things. Which, they're corrupt, they steal money. But here's the thing, when you are driving and the traffic police pulls you over, you as a Kenyan are very quick to pay them off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're also corrupt, but you're like, no, it's different. I'm not corrupt in millions. This is only 50 shillings. But that's how it goes, right? Everything starts small. Everything needs a foundation, and before you can be corrupt with 1 billion, you need to be corrupt with 50 shillings, right? Yeah, but we're like, no, I'm not like them, I'm different. No, you're exactly like them. We are exactly like our leaders. We are our own leaders, in fact, because hey, I do that, whatever they're doing, I do the same thing, only at a smaller scale. And the reason I don't do that at a big scale is just because I don't have the resources. But I'm sure the guy who's willing to be corrupt with 50 shillings, if that guy had 50 billion, do you think he will be corrupt with that money? Like, no, now I'm a billionaire, I won't be corrupt anymore. That's not how it works.
Probably be just as corrupt, man.
Exactly. So it's like, hey, we don't hold ourselves in high regard. So why should we hold our government in high regard? Like we don't have, so Americans have a mythos, right? They have the American myth of how these founding fathers drafted this great document, right? And they hold their founding fathers at such high regard, like the founding fathers are the ideal Americans, they fought for something they believed in, they were intelligent, educated people, Of course, they did fucked up things, slavery, of course.
And for the most part, it's like they inherited a certain destiny. The country has this destiny that they have to live up to.
Yeah. But now, for us, it's like, where is Kenya's myth? Where's the myth around Kenya? There's no myth around Kenya. Individual tribes have their own myth, right?
Yeah.
But where's the Kenyan myth, the Kenyan story that will hold us together? Because colonization isn't a story that will hold us together, man. Independence and Jomo Kenyatta won't hold us together.
I think we've tried to do that with Baba Kenyatta, that whole thing. Holding him to be...
We did.
The glue.
We did, but okay.
Yeah, the glue that holds us together.
Let me ask you this. Maybe that's what the Kenyan government did try to do, or Kenyan literature and history. But let me ask you, how much do you know about Jomo Kenyatta? How much do you know, Jason, how much do you know about him?
So, I've only learnt about him in the past, 1 year, because I researched him. And there was that period where I was telling you, I was very interested to see what Kenya was just before, what British Kenya was like,
Okay.
But before that, I didn't know anything, really.
Yeah, so you see, that's the thing, right? You had to go out of your way to educate yourself about the founding father of Kenya, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get an in-depth lesson in school about our founding fathers, about their struggles, right? At least I didn't. Maybe you did. I didn't.
Nope,
I don't remember getting one.
I didn't get any. Actually, once you learn more about the period, it turns out that I learned nothing.
Exactly. We learned nothing. Nothing. And we're supposed to believe in Kenya. We're supposed to be patriotic. How can I hold something? How can I respect something that I know almost nothing about?
Right.
Because to be fair, the only thing I know about, the thing they kept drilling in my head as a kid is the national anthem, English and Swahili version. You know?
Like the song is going to hold the country together. God damn it.
It's like, this is so boring. Fuck this song.
But then, what happens when you start like clashing with the system that holds you together? You know, I guess you get reduced to the state that America's in right now. But you know, it's weird because it's like, so they're losing faith in the system. They're losing faith within their own democracy. So like just the idea of like, hey, we can sort things out if we have a conversation and we can come to like some sort of agreement. They're losing complete faith in that. And at some point they will lose all of those like structures that manage their society together. At least they're being degraded to a point where it's like, what happens when they have nothing left? Man, I guess it's like what you said. Maybe it just all falls apart, right?
Yeah, things fall apart, right? And hey, maybe like we talked about this a few podcasts ago about how some cultures just vanish. You know, some cultures are swallowed up. And hey, for America, I mean, America has lasted for a long time, 200 plus years, right?
The most wealthiest country, I think, in history.
Yeah, that's a strong run. That's an amazing run, right?
That's a strong run.
Yeah, it's a strong run. Come on, seriously, right? Because like that run. Okay, I'm gonna use like a literal running analogy, right?
Right.
For them to run that marathon, it means they did the necessary prerequisite workouts, right? And what was the workout?
Sure.
The workout was becoming America before they were free from Britain, right? Learning how to depend on themselves, not just the British government, right? Before they were free from the British government, right? And having a myth around what will eventually become America, right? Believing that no, we're not like the British, we're different.
The mythos that holds them together. Something worth fighting for. Yeah.
Yes. But Kenya, we didn't have a prerequisite workout, man. We didn't work out. We just went running. Oh, fuck, Mona, I can run. I can do it. You know?
And now we're dying.
And now we are realizing, fuck, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a fucking marathon. Dude, I wish I got those workouts in.
You know, actually, this analogy makes so much sense. Because we were going so strong in the first couple of decades, you know? Yeah. Look at Kenya. Kenya's in its high economic. Look at the shilling. The shilling is comparable to the British pound, you know? It was really, like, the currency was so strong. Jobs were being created. Everyone was getting land. That's the part, when they talk about the golden period, right? The golden age, it's like 70s, 80s, 90s, you know? The times where our parents would be like, 50 bob could take you so far, Oscar. 50 bob.
Yes. 50 shillings could take you so far. Yeah, I mean, of course, the other factors in play here, you know, like the global economy has been rising and falling. Of course, that also affects Kenya as well.
Yep.
But just if we talk about Kenya as a singular unit, you know, as its own entity, we can honestly say we don't have a mythos. You know, we don't have our own story. We don't have a Kenyan story. We have a Kalenjin story. We have a Maasai story. We have a Kikuyu story. We have all these individuals, these tribal stories, but there is no one Kenyan story. And we try to make colonization and the Mau Mau fight that story. Right?
And yeah, Jomo Kenyatta's victory, our victory.
Yes. But then it's like it's not really holding us the way it should, you know. It's not working because it wasn't drilled into us. So hey, I remember like when I was dating my first girlfriend, right? We were taking a bus. You know, do you know Upper Hill?
Yeah, Upper Hill.
We're coming down from Upper Hill towards Nairobi City, and when you're in Upper Hill, you can see the big mast, the big flag coming down from Uhuru Park, right? And my girlfriend said, "Wow, that flag makes me feel proud." And I asked her why. What's up? You know? And I wasn't asking her to be cynical or anything. I actually want to know why. And she was like, "Oh, because I love my country and I believe my country is the best country in the world." And I couldn't believe she was saying that. Okay, I love my country part, I understand. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you can love your country. That's fine.
Yeah, you believe Kenya is the best country in the world. Like, I couldn't believe someone was saying that to me. Do you think in my head it's like, does she think I'm stupid? You know, what are you telling me?
So the love the country part, I understand. It's like, even like, let's say if you have a father who wasn't a good father, you can still love him, right? You love your father. But then, like, you'd saying that if he used to beat you and like emotionally abuse you, and then you go and say like he's the best father in the world, it's like,
what?
Yeah. What?
This is some Stockholm syndrome over here, man.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, but it's not just her, of course. I've met other people through the course of my life who've told me like something to such a degree. They think Kenya is the best country in the world. Maybe you can say Kenya has a great the nature. Like there's beautiful views in Kenya. It's a natural country. You know, there's many sites to go and see. You know, the national parks. All these things are amazing. Other countries don't have. Kenya is the only country in the world that has a national park around the capital city. That's amazing. Nairobi City has more bird species than any other city in the world. Did you know that?
No, I did not. That's amazing.
Yeah, so if you're a bird watcher, Nairobi City is the place to be. But how many people are bird watchers? You know, it's like, do you know any bird watcher? I don't know anyone.
No, right? I don't know anyone too.
Yeah, so okay, if you're a bird watcher and tell me, oh, Kenya is the best place to be if you're a bird watcher, fine, I get it. That's cool. But if we're talking about our democracy, our politics, our history, I don't really see our economy. I don't really see how you believe Kenya is the best country in the world. Maybe you tell me you value your culture in Kenya and the people you have grown up with in Kenya. Now that's a different story. That's an individual story, right?
Actually, you broke down the real problem here. You don't know what she's construing as country in her statement.
Exactly. I don't know. Because when I hear country, I'm imagining Kenya as a whole. The wholeness.
And then you see the shit fest and you're just like, yeah, man, sure. Yeah. I definitely believe in the Kenyan people, like, because I've just met so many like interesting and hardworking and just kind people in Kenya. Like, I do genuinely love the people in our country.
Man, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Huh? Go on. Sorry, go on.
But then there's those sides of Kenya, you know. There's like our systems, the systems that we've put in place to govern ourselves, very, very, and our mentality sometimes, and there's like this mindset, very questionable, man, very questionable.
So for me, right, I've come to see there's nothing about Kenyans or Japanese or Americans that make us different. We're pretty much all the same, you know, and it's not like I believe Kenyans are bad or good. Kenyans are we're a consequence of the way we grew up, like everyone else, right?
Yep.
And it's not like I also don't believe or disbelieve Kenyans. Say, I'm a Kenyan. I've fucked up so much in my life, but I'm also trying to make my life work out and get better, right? So just like I believe I can do it, I can do that for my life. I believe all other Kenyans can do that. All other people around the world can do that. And no matter how fucked up Kenya is, hey, it's not really one person's fault. But I believe there has to be someone who has to take responsibility and say, I'm going to work and fix this, and I'm going to lead people and show them the way. And the thing is, here's the thing. Everyone, I don't want to be that person. I don't want that kind of responsibility. Right? And that's why, that's why we go. That's why democracy works. Democracy works because no one wants that job. Someone that give the power to someone else.
Yeah.
Because hey, I have a family. Being attentive. Like I think I've told you this before. Whereby if I'm with Raha alone in the house, right, I can't be doing anything else but focus on her. Right, I have to solely focus on her. That all this thing of like what do you call it, multitasking doesn't work when you have a 1-year-old kid in the house. You have to have your eyes on her. I literally can't take a shit if I'm in the house with my daughter. I have to wait until she takes a nap so I can go and take a shit. Right?
Damn. Okay.
So now imagine if you're responsible for a country. You have 50 million people who are looking up to you. If things go bad, it's your fault. If things go good, it's not really your fault. Sometimes it is, but nah. But when things are bad, it's definitely your fault.
You don't sleep, man. No sleep with that.
Like think about this. Even now, same back to Raha. Raha, like my sleep cycle out the window. I only sleep when she sleeps. If she wakes up, I wake up. That's how it goes. If I'm the president of Kenya, if Kenya is burning, I can't be asleep. I can't say, oh, I was taking a nap.
This is the way it should be. I definitely this is the way it should be. We all know like the reality is different, but I definitely 100% agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like I would like Kenya to be good because of course I don't live in Kenya. Kenya is where my family lives, my friends live, right? And I would like for my family and friends to live in a country where they feel as safe and as free as I do here in Japan, right?
So you don't feel any personal attachment to Kenya besides your family and friends?
Of course, I have a history with the country because I grew up there, right?
Yeah.
That's about it. I'm not the kind of guy who say but I did say this in the past, whereby I don't love Kenya. I also don't love Japan. I don't love any country. I love the people who are in the country with me, my family, my friends. That's it. Everything else is just fine. Everything else is just the way it is. Like being in Japan, if I didn't have Yumiko, Raha, you, and other friends here in Japan, I wouldn't want to be here. There's nothing for me here, right? Same with Kenya. If I lived in Kenya but all my relatives were dead, I wouldn't want to be there. What's there for me? Nothing. Just the fact that I speak Swahili like everyone else, that's not enough for me to hold me in Kenya. I don't love any country. I love the people I'm in the country with. The people who are immediately close, my closest, my immediate circle, my family and my friends. There's no attachment to anything else, man. Nothing.
I think I don't know. The people who definitely feel different about that.
Yeah, of course. I do understand that. Of course, people who are alleged to be patriots, of course, they feel different. They feel strongly about their country. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not disagreeing with those people. I'm just not like them. That's it.
I'm with you. I'm definitely not like them too. I would have stayed in Kenya, honestly, because the position I was in, I was in a very comfortable position in Nairobi. I could have kept on going there for like years. Obviously, I didn't know. I had no idea how the corona would have affected me. The coronavirus would have affected me. I would have been fine. My thing here was an online job anyway, so it would have been fine. Like we were working online most of the time anyway, so I probably would have been fine. But that being said, it's because I didn't feel those attachments is that I wanted to go out into the world and see more of it, and I didn't feel like that attachment of, hey, Kenya is my home. I owe it. Maybe not owe it, but I should stay here. I didn't feel any of those feelings. The only feelings, like what you're saying, it's like you feel bad that you're leaving your family and your friends behind, right? The people that you care about, the people who you like, enjoying spending your time with.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, it was just like there's nothing holding me in this country, really.
Yeah.
History is nice. We all enjoyed the history. There's all the good times and the bad times, right? But you can go create history anywhere.
Exactly.
You can go create memories anywhere. So it's like, why not come to Japan?
Yeah, and it's like I came to Japan now. I have my own family here,
Oscar, you have a daughter. Do you understand that? You have a fucking daughter.
Yeah. When I was coming to Japan, I wasn't imagining this happening,
I wake up sometimes and I'm just like, I still wake up and I feel like there's been a couple of times, like it happens once in a while, but I wake up and I feel like I'm waking up in Roysambo in Kenya. Like I feel like there's so many times where I used to stumble into the kitchen and get water and then just go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I try doing that here and I'm like, oh wait, I'm in fucking Japan, dude, There's even times where I'm just like, I wonder what Oscar's doing, like as if you're still in Mirama, as if you're like next door or some shit, And I'm like, wait, Oscar has a family. Do you understand that? Oscar has a family. He's in Osaka.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. Thanks, Kenyan. Like, man, this year it's a new year, 2021. I'm looking forward to what this year brings, and not only what this year brings, what I'm willing to do this year, to take those risks I wasn't willing to take last year, last year was good, and of course there was corona and everything, but my year was good. The only failings I had last year were my own fault, right? But still things worked out great last year, despite me failing multiple times.
Man, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I have a lot more things. Okay, maybe not judge. I shouldn't use my things as a measure.
Hey, Jason, just keep talking into the mic. I'm going to take a piss very quick. Just keep talking.
We could, you could just like, it's almost done. Like 3 more minutes.
No, I want to say, I have something I need to say first.
Okay. All right, you can just go
keep
on.
Talking.
Okay. So maybe not using my material things as a judgment of my well-being. That's probably not a good scale, a good measure. But I can't help but feel that there has been an increase. Again, how would I measure this? I'm like objectively living a better life now than I was a year ago, And I will use like Maslow's like hierarchy of needs, I feel like if I was to like create a checklist based on like what needs I have met, it's like I'm going up a layer, or I'm going up the levels there, and I'm reached a point where it's like now I want to work on myself. I want to work on some sort of like thing. We'll call it like a North Star, something that my what is the meaning of my life? What is the ultimate goal?
I'm back. Sorry.
What is the ultimate thing that I'm working towards? And I want to call that the North Star, Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the idea of North Star, like the ultimate North, like the thing that never changes no matter which way you're facing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is your North Star?
My North Star, man, like it's
the reason you live, the reason you breathe, the thing that you fight for until the very end. You told me something a while back.
I fight to become my ideal, right?
Yes. What is that ideal? Basically, what is that ideal?
My ideal is to become a loving father, a loving husband, to appreciate my life, to realize that I realize actually this is what I wanted to say before I went to take a piss, is that most of the struggles I've had in my life is because I was failing to appreciate the things I had in my life. Right. And I was always fighting with things, and I don't understand why I was fighting. It's like things have been working out for me pretty much. So I was watching something on TV with Yumiko, right? And it was some Japanese, I think it was a volleyball event, high school event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one team lost and they were crying, and the other team won and they were crying. And I've realized this pattern in Japan whereby when someone loses, they cry. When they win, they also cry. And I was asking Yumiko, why is everyone crying in Japan all the time? what's all this crying about? You know? And she told me, oh, it's because they struggle so hard to do this thing. So when they win, they feel really happy by realizing how much they worked hard, that things have paid out. Or if they lost, they feel like, oh, I worked so hard and nothing happened. And I was in my head, I realized I've never wanted to cry because I've won or lost something. Because I feel like in my life, whenever I worked for something, things always worked out. Like I always got what I worked for, right? And when I didn't get something, it's because I didn't work hard enough with it. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Things go the way they go, right? But those are things to work for. But things that I have, like my wife, my daughter, my job, there are moments where I fail to appreciate these things, so they start to seem frustrating to me. Well, not Rahara is different, but like Yumiko, for instance, or Pepe, or my company. And there are times whereby I wouldn't appreciate my wife as I would. And I feel like her presence seems annoying in this moment, you know? Oh, she's talking too much, you know? Oh, I don't enjoy the things she's talking about. Or my job, oh, fuck, I have 5 classes today. I don't like this job. Instead of realizing, number 1, I have a job. Number 2, I have a beautiful woman who loves me, right?
Despite all the bad things you've done.
Exactly.
The bad shit that you are.
Done, right?
The months that you know who you are.
Exactly, right?
And she decides to stay with you. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, exactly, right? And so that's the thing whereby if I come, like, my ideal is the kind of guy who appreciates, number 1, just appreciate. That's it. I'm not looking for a great fancy job. I'm not looking for money. I mean, of course, I would like to have the best job and the money, right? I would like those things. But number 1, I want to appreciate what I have right now. Because if I can't appreciate what I have right now, having 50 billion in the bank won't make me any happier, right?
You'll just become a depressed billionaire. That's all.
Exactly. Just a cranky billionaire, right?
Oh shit! But that would be really bad for like, if you don't have your mental settled and like straightened out, and you have all that money, the possibility of all the drugs you have access to, man, you just destroy yourself.
Yeah, so it's like that's my ideal, right? To be able to appreciate everything I have. But it's still hard because all your thoughts, the way you think about everything in your life right now, it's a habit you've created over time, right?
Yep.
And you can't just decide, okay, I'm going to be positive from today. You know, that's not how it works, right? But I've been realizing nowadays whereby when I catch myself having those negative thoughts, I'm like, Oscar, you're doing that thing again. It's not like I'm able to stop it all the time, but I think this year I've been giving it enough attention to realize when I'm doing it. You know, it's like, okay, when I start thinking, oh, Yumiko she's talking too much, or she's being annoying. Oh, my classes today are gonna be difficult. Oh, five classes. Oh, they're gonna be like 5 years old. They're gonna be crying. I'm like, oh, Oscar, stop. You're not even there yet. Why are you complaining? You know,
complaining about something that doesn't even exist. It literally doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, and I'm already complaining about it. So I realize I do this all the time with so many things in my life, right? Like even just like not having Wi-Fi, I'm like, oh, fuck, I hope the Wi-Fi is gonna be fast, man. Fuck, I don't pay for Wi-Fi, it's gonna be fucking slow, it's gonna be so bad. So I start stressing about something so minuscule that's not even here yet. Yeah.
Take a knee.
Exactly. Take a knee. Breathe, motherfucker, breathe. Yeah.
And are you done?
I'm done. That's pretty much it.
And on that bombshell, I guess it's time to end the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for listening. Please like and subscribe. Yes. We need subscribers. We're going to be... I just found a platform, so I'm going to upload the audio files onto that, and hopefully we can get that on Spotify and then iTunes.
Yes.
What else is there to be done? There's still quite a few things we need to talk about.
We have time. I have internet now, so you can record as many times as you want, as often as you want.
Yeah. It's something like, again, this was never meant to be something that we did that was supposed to like. It's not like a tech company that was supposed to grow very, very fast. This is very much like something that we're gonna build very slowly, and it's based on the things that we want to talk about, and we just wanted to see how far we could go from there, starting from 0, going all the way up.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Any last words? Last words. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts? Nothing. I'm happy. I'm glad we recorded this, our first podcast of the year. That's it. I'm glad we did this.
Those are some bitch words, Oscar. Bitch words.
Sometimes you gotta be a bitch, man.
And there's a bitch in all of us. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.